million miles away? I think not. I saw the setup occurring in the cloud patterns from where I was, knowing that tonight would be very likely spectacular to illustrate the placement of the sun in the clouds. And that's also what I'm highlighting here. The position of the sun vanishing from this perspective or setting is considerably more west. It was way over there just even a month ago. Now it's right over here. Take a close look at that cloud that the sun is nestled in the midst of. What do you make of that? The reason why I do this, and the reason this is important,
what do you make of that, brothers and sisters? What do you make of that? That's a good question. What do you make of that? Let me go out here so I can talk about it. I ran into Robert Forrest. It's on my playlist, brother and sister, down in Auburn. And I know him to be a real person because he was right there next to me talking with me. So I know it to be true that he's, and he's a real nice man. But unless he had a special effects studio in his back pocket, which I don't believe he did. I believe those are real pictures of where we live and the sun, not 93 million miles away, like we are told. Why isn't this man, why isn't this man famous for capturing these pictures? Why isn't he? Why isn't he on every, why isn't he on the nightly news saying, hey, everything we thought we knew about our solar system is a big lie? Can we have proof now? No, they're not going to say anything about it, brother and sister. No, I ran into this fella, a real nice man. I believe what he photographed there is to be true. Our sun is nestled in the clouds within our atmosphere, which throws a big monkey wrench in what we've been taught in our schools. I believe it to be, like you said, a great satanic lie that we are living in as far as this spinning ball earth. Why is it important? Well, if they can make you believe that people are walking around upside down in Australia, they can make you believe anything. The poses in high places. Look at that tree. You ever wonder why at this time of the year it's so beautiful? Wow. You know, maybe it's I like to think of it as a sign. You know, here it is in my old age. Every time I turn around, someone is passing on to the next world. Somebody in my class, or somebody in our family, or friends and family. No, I got a song over there on the internet. That says "How Sweet to Die." It was a song that this old preacher wrote years and years ago. Well, no, it was his last words of some preacher. How sweet to die. Angels beckon from on high, and oh, how sweet to die. Well, this is the time when the leaves are dying. It is the time of the year that is, I think, most beautiful. Maybe that's God showing us that death in all is He makes all things beautiful in His time. In His time. Everybody dies. Should the Lord tarry, everybody is going to pass away from this world. And maybe death is sweeter than we think. Child of grace. Anyway, I just stopped to say that while I was talking about this man from this on the internet who captured these videos of, just think of this. You saw our son, people are just walking by, they don't really see it, but he has the equipment to bring it on into range, and he sat there with all that patience, patiently waited to get those pictures. But you don't see him on the nightly news. No, well, sister, that would, they'll never make it there, But thanks to the internet, we have a different view of that. We have a more the other side, Somebody else is out there questioning what we've been told. Anyway, thought I'd get out here and walk around in these beautiful woods, which were not here when we moved here, but all this has grown up since we've been here in my lifetime. Wow. These big tall trees weren't even here. We got some pictures about when we got here. Now all this has grown up since we've been here. So, just want to show it to people. But anyway, getting back to this, what does it matter? Well, I believe truth matters, brothers and sisters. We're supposed to think on these things. If anything is true, we need to think about it. Things that are pure. But I think it leads off with it. Whatsoever things are true, we need to think on them. Well, I don't believe we're living on a spinning ball, brothers and sisters. I believe our up is up and our down is down. Sun, moon, and stars are moving round and round, brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters, this earth is at rest. For that is the way our Lord likes it the best. So that's what I think. Just thought I'd get on here and talk about that. And that, my friend, I think that God had me run into this fellow down there in Auburn at this, I think it was a flat earth conference that was, they had a whole lot of, it was controlled, but they had, a lot of people that believed in that we're being lied to were there. But I ran into this fella, and I believe he was real. Robert Ford, he's on the internet. Very, very kind man. And I know him to be a real person. Then I ran into this video later on. I said, good night. There our sun is right there in the midst of the clouds. And we know that our clouds are in this atmosphere, brothers and sisters. So we're being lied to on a colossal scale. This present evil world that Jesus spoke about is much more evil than any man dares to think. But anyway, thought I'd get out here and view this, the fall, cool air coming down. I had to go get my jacket, it was so cold. All right. Got my coffee there. Anyway, I'll just let this video ride on out and just show you the nature where we live down here in Alabama. It's kind of like the country and the city. Everybody down here has a little piece of land, just about. Not everybody, but we've been blessed to borrow this little piece of turf for a little while. People leave us alone for the most part. And when you see we're not on top of one another down here in Alabama all the time. I remember I went up north when on some of my journeys. I went up north to, I think it was Philadelphia. We went through there and he was hitchhiking. And we stayed there for a while and got a job and worked a little bit there while we were traveling. We were transients. We'd work a little while and then we'd get a little piece of money and then we'd move on, me and my buddy. But I remember that people up there lived in they lived in houses that when you walked out the door, you were just on the street and there wasn't much of a backyard. And I began to think, good night, back home in Alabama. Everybody has, the poorest of people had a front yard and a backyard. And I got homesick. And eventually, after going through the whole country, seeing the whole country, I got homesick. Wound up back here. And I've been here for the most part of my life, except for here and now and then I take trips. But anyway, sweet home Alabama. But the sky ain't always blue, and even in sweet home Alabama. Yeah, I have noticed it in the fall of the year when the leaves are dying. It's very beautiful. And I thought about that song. It's on over there, probably on my somewhere, probably on the playlist or somewhere. How Sweet to Die. It was the last words of this old preacher. He said, "Angels beckon from on high. Oh, how sweet to die." And the closer I get to that day, the older I get, the more I think about that song. We can't stay here forever. But I'm looking for what Jesus called that beautiful, happy land, the world to come. Jesus called it the world to come, and the world to come. So there is, I believe, brothers and sisters, a world after this world where the Lamb is a light. And everything wrong down here in that land, it will be made right. Peace and love, brothers and sisters, from this old boy down here in Alabama.